friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about Cassandra Clare's newest book, The Lost Book of the White. I do want to give a little heads up that there are going to be spoilers in the section, so if you haven't read the book yet, come back later. Alright, just us who have read the book are here now. Let's get into it. First, we're going to talk about a couple things that I loved about this book, starting with the fact that we had the Mortal Instruments gang, the team, they're back. We get to see these characters again. We have Alec, Magnus, Jace, Clary, Simon, Izzy. They are such a good team, and I just love seeing them work together again. And something that was really touching is that we really get to see Magnus start to identify as part of this group. In addition to this, I also really loved seeing Magnus and Alec kind of settle into their role as dads, as parents, and just to see their bond with baby Max just really flourish and grow. It was also so cute to see Alex's mom, Maris, babysit. That was just really cute. I really liked the characterization of Samael in this. It was unexpected and definitely contrasted Asmodeus. So I thought that was a cool idea of how a Prince of Hell can be different from what we expect. I really loved that the crew, well, Magnus especially, was able to save Ragnar. That just gave the book a really happy ending in that respect. I really liked how the main characters in this book were in their early 20s and kind of going through that new stage of life. I've said this before, I'll say it again, I love to see characters my age navigating things that I am also going through, so I just thought that was really cool. Especially when you factor in that we've kind of grown up with these characters. I know I have. I started reading these books in high school, and it's just really neat to see their lives progress as my life progresses. It was really interesting to learn more about Shanghai. I think I might actually do more research about the city now that I have this, layer of intrigue. But yeah, that was really cool. I really liked that Jace kind of took a minute to pause and think about if he wanted to take over as head of the New York Institute, and when he said he wants to do it only if he can do it with Clary, I thought that showed just how they have such an equal partnership, and also it just really showed humility on his part that he didn't just leap into it thinking, I can be the best head of the New York Institute. Like, he took time to consider it, and I thought that really showed character growth. But of course, my favorite part of this book was the chapter in the end where we got to see Tessa and Jem have their literal dream wedding. That whole concept was amazing, but on top of that, the wedding was beautiful, and the marriage of these two people is something that we've all been waiting for so long, and just the fact that Magnus was thoughtful enough to put it together for them was just incredibly heartfelt. And that everybody could be there, even Mark, was just such a cool touch, and it brought all the characters we know and love together. I will say, the part where they said Will was probably there in spirit did make me cry. Like, I love Will. Alright, now we're going to talk about a couple things that I did not love. The first aspect of this book I didn't love is the character Shin Young. I don't understand why they keep being nice to her, giving her mercy. Like, I get that they want to help her, but she is someone at this point who is beyond help, especially now that she's a demon. So because of that, it was just so frustrating for me that they took pity on her and let her out in the last book, and only for her to come back and screw them over. Like, it was just really frustrating. This next thing isn't something that I disliked per se, but I do wish that this book had taken place a couple years down the road so we could have had Raphael, their son Raphael, there as well. And I just think that way we could have seen the family dynamics with the four of Magnus, Alec, Raphael, and Max. I think that would have just been really cool. Having said that, as an oldest child, I understand, those years can be kind of special, so I guess it was good, but I do wish Raphael was there. The last thing I didn't like about this book is that Magnus was on the brink of death yet again. He cannot catch a break. In City of Heavenly Fire, we have him almost die in Edom. And then again, in Queen of Air and Darkness, we have him dying of Warlock Blight. And Magnus needs to catch a break. He's a great guy. Why do these bad things keep happening to him? So I was a little like... Here are a couple questions that this book raised for me. The first one was, are Maris and Kadir going to date? The fact that they are hanging around the Institute together, babysitting Maris's grandchild together. They seem like a good pair. They kind of balance each other out. I don't know if I missed it. Like, are they already dating? I'm not even sure. But then he got invited to the dream wedding, which makes me think he is, like, already kind of part of the family. So that'll be interesting to see how that develops and progresses. The other question I had was that Samael says that he was in love with Lilith. I am having a hard time understanding how demons and princes of hell could be feel true love. So I'm curious if that theme's going to develop over the course of time. I I don't know, like it's unclear. Alright, let's talk a couple theories I have going forward. The first thing I want to talk about is kind of that cliffhanger at the end. The ending was definitely very ominous, very suspenseful. We have all the princes of hell meeting and deciding that they might team up and that they're going to go after Lucifer, which made me question A, where has Lucifer been this whole time? But B, what are they up to? Are they going to try to come back to Earth? Are they going to try to take down the angels? Like, what is their motive? What are they trying to do? I am assuming that Tessa will have a larger role in the next book in this particular series, just because her father is a Prince of Hell, similar to Magnus. We know that there can only be 9 Princes of Hell on Earth at any given time, and we know that Magnus is the son of Asmodeus, and Tessa is the daughter of Belial. And then we know that Samael has been gone for so long he doesn't have any living children, which means we have 6 more Eldest curses on the earth right now. I'm curious if we know any of them. Perhaps Katarina? The last theory I had is not so much a theory, but just an observation. I did notice that Ragnar has a very similar personality to Raphael, and I'm curious if that's one of the reasons that Magnus gets along, or got along with Raphael so well, because he reminds him of Ragnar. I also think that now that Ragnar is back, that will help Magnus kind of deal with the loss of his other friend. Not as a replacement, but more just as someone who can comfort him. Overall thoughts. I did think the book was a little bit slow in the beginning. Kind of took me a while to get into it. My biggest takeaway was that I just really loved being able to spend some more time with these characters who we've grown up with, who we've grown to love and care for, and we want the best for them, and it was just really nice to be able to spend time with them again. I really think what this book does best is it emphasizes that what all of the Shadowhunter Chronicles boils down to is this war between good and evil. And, you know, sometimes we get lost in the nuances and the semantics, but at the end of the day, the war between good and evil is what these books are really about. And I think this book highlights that the stakes are high, and also that, you know, this is a real thing that they're dealing with. Overall, I really love this book. Highly would recommend if you have already read the other books in the Shadowhunter series. I also love that she did the reversible covers, so you can either have the covers that kind of go more with her other books, or the covers that are more specifically tailored to the Elder Curses series. I'm very excited for Cassandra Clare's next book to come out in, I believe, March. That'll be Chain of Iron, the second book following up on Chain of Gold, which is one of my favorite in her series, so I'm very excited, eagerly anticipating the release of that book. Have you read Cassandra Clare's books? What do you think of the Eldest Curses? What do you think of the newest book in the Eldest Curses? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye! This Warlock Blight. The book, just aspect of this book I didn't love is